Okay, this is going to be a very short video, more of a cry for help, I guess, on what people are doing to sort their game, Nations in Arms. Now I'm going to show you two other games and the solutions I did to sort them, because Nations in Arms, as you're going to see, is quite a monster to set up. Now for Mark McLaughlin's The Napoleonic Wars, I kind of went to these small little boxes for each country, because the number of counters in this game is a lot more manageable than in Nations in Arms. So that's the solution I found. I guess I could have gone to trays, but it's very difficult to get these efficiently into trays, plus with the cards. So that was the solution for the Napoleonic Wars. Now I had another similar occurrence with Andrew Rowland's Napoleon's Imperium, another large game with the Napoleonic Wars. The only way I could get the counters efficiently sorted into the box was to literally just go by nationality pretty well. But Andrew's counters are large, 1 inch, and it doesn't have all the leaders that Nations in Arms has, so it was a much more easier game to sort. But for Nations in Arms, as you can see, if for those of you who have the game, there's one heck of a lot of leader counters, lots, especially French. And you start taking them out and trying to sort the game, you have a bit of a nightmare on your hands. Sort it efficiently. Can you use 2 trays? Really pushing it, you probably can. I'm not sure. Here's the problem with sorting Nations in Arms, at least problems that I've encountered. Now the designer, Stanislaw Thomas, he did break down the leaders at least into 3 different color bands. You've got these bands with red, and they sort of measure the period, what is it, 1792 to 1797. Then some of them that are all blue, they arrange sort of in the Empire period. And in the white band ones are 1795 to, all the way to 1814, some of them, like Berthier. So that's just the French. So to get them efficiently sorted into trays is not an easy task. I've tried just about everything. I tried using the system I used for Andrew Rowland's game, just putting them in by nationality, Russians, Austrians, Prussians, French, etc. But so many counters are in one bag, it's just a nightmare to sort. So you almost have to break down the leaders. There's just too many of them. I think I wrote down on a piece of paper how many are in each one. For French alone, there's 20 white leaders. In the red, there's 41. And in the blue, 22. So you've got over 93 leaders French alone that have to be sorted if you want to be able to set up a game quickly. So I'm just curious, I'm going to put this video out to see what people have done. I think what I'm going to do is for some of the smaller countries like Prussia, maybe Turkey, leave them in one bag because there's not that many. I'm not sure, but you have to do something with the French. There's just too many leaders. So I'm just curious to know how people have sorted their games, and I'll post this as is. And I'm not complaining about the game. That's just the color of the beast. These large Napoleonic games that cover 1792 all the way to 1815. You're going to have to come up with some kind of efficient sorting method to be able to set up the game. Now, one fellow on Board Game Geek, don't know his name, but thank you very much. He has printed out a spreadsheet, which at least tells us what era the leaders are in. And I'm going to use this as a guide to work out a sortation system that works out. So if any of you have got the game and you do play the scenarios, it'd be interesting to hear what your sorting solutions are. Did you go with trays? Did you go with just bags? Did you even bother sorting them? I'd just be curious. One method I did try, and it's the one I favor, but it's not quite there yet either, sorting the counters by scenario. So in other words, hey, put all the counters for the 1792 scenario in one bag. put all the scenarios for the 1812 game in another bag. I tried that, but of course it doesn't quite work because some generals who are in 1792 scenarios might not be in 1812 scenarios, and so forth. So I'm just curious, guys. How did you sort your Nations in Arms game? Wonderful looking game, by the way. I've only fooled around with the 1792 scenario and the 1812, so I'm still learning it. But if you have any solutions for sorting Nations in Arms, I'd certainly welcome your comments. Thank you for watching.